draw.
Contender or pretender. And we'll see if Miami can withstand its worst scheduling double whammy ever. I mean, back in '43, Frank Leahy's Irish team beat one top 10 team, went on the road the next week and beat another. But that was '43. It is almost unheard of in college football. It's not going to be easy on the Canes today. For the latest in the ball game, we're going to go to Steve Cyphers live in Beaver Stadium. Steve, have the marshmallows been flying? They always do down there.
Chris, it is picture perfect here at Beaver Stadium today. It's the kind of day that reminds you of those autumn afternoons when you play catch in the backyard with your dad and your brothers. This is some game for the Penn State fans. They've been looking forward to this since the end of last season. And you want evidence of that? Well, a $21 ticket, that's the asking price, is now being sold for $300 reportedly by scalpers. Miami has made a lineup change different from last week. In the backfield now, in place of Stephen McGuire at running back, it will be Larry Jones. The Hurricanes had a tough time getting to State College yesterday. Originally, they were scheduled to fly into Williamsport and then bus up, but because of bad weather, they were rerouted to Harrisburg. And to make a long story short, they were 3 hours behind schedule, and they were forced to cancel yesterday afternoon's practice. Penn State, on the other hand, had a much different story. It's less dramatic. They got off the bus in uniform and hit the field running. The student section was full, so they had a standing ovation, and that's an hour before kickoff. A much different reception than they had last year at the Orange Bowl, where they got beat by the Hurricanes 26-20. Of course, now the Nittany Lions have the Hurricanes on their home field, but Penn State enters this game believing they have more going for them than just a home field advantage. Miami almost always has two advantages over its opponent. The first is psychological.
That's the one thing Miami probably has above probably any team we've played in a long time. So, they play as if they expect to win.
The second advantage is speed, blinding speed, whether it's running with the football or to the football.
They're probably the fastest team in the country, no doubt. It's like a track team out there.
It's a lethal combination, psychology and speed, but this week Miami might meet its match.
This club will run better than any team I've had.
Not only can we play with them, but we can beat them.
The Penn State speed is a product of recruiting. Their confidence stems from not only rolling to a 5-0 record over the Cincinnatis and Eastern Michigans of the world this year, but also from what could have been last year in a loss at the Orange Bowl.
We put a scare into them. I think we were good enough to beat them last year, and some things just didn't work out.
You know that anytime you step on the field with Penn State, they're not going to make any mistakes. If they make a mistake, it's going to be rare.
We keep our composure. We don't really get, I think, caught up into, the whole Miami thing.
I think we have a tremendous amount of respect for them, but it doesn't go beyond respect. It doesn't go beyond where, hey, are we in their league or aren't we in their league? We think we can play with Miami, obviously.
On the practice field, Penn State's preparation for Miami did not begin until this week, even though they had that soft early season schedule. That's on the practice field. In their minds, that preparation began quite some time ago.
This was the one that was, earmarked on the schedule. It had an X next to it. And during the preseason and in the spring, this was the bad taste in our mouth that we said we wouldn't let happen again.
I would be dishonest if I told you Miami hasn't been in the back of our minds for a while, or that I did not spend an awful lot of time looking at Miami over the summer, because I did.
There's some plays that we put in at the beginning of the season that, we're just now starting to use this week, so it might have been in preparation for the Miami game.
John Sackett denies he ever thought about Miami until the final gun sounded last Saturday at Rutgers.
Really? Absolutely.
Seriously?
I'm dead serious.
Why did you watch the game then Saturday, ahead of time?
I'm just an avid college football fan.
This Saturday, those avid college football fans will focus on Beaver Stadium in the battle of unbeatens.
And this is a big game. And you have two big boys on the block. And, one of them's going to have to drop out.
I love it. I love playing against the Hurricanes. I don't think anybody on this team is afraid of them right now. I just think we're ready to play a game.
Richie Anderson, number 20, ready to play a game. He could be very important to Penn State's success this afternoon. If Richie Anderson runs for 100 yards or more, look for the Nittany Lions to win. You say that because when he has rushed for 100 yards, the Penn State Nittany Lions are 5-0. Richie Anderson could be key to the running attack and the success of Penn State this afternoon. Chris? Halloween afternoon was dark and dreary at the Orange Bowl as Howard Schnellenberger's unranked Hurricanes played host to number 1 Penn State.
It seemed like every time we got the ball, it rained, and every time Miami got the ball, it stopped raining.
Yeah, I remember all those games because the team didn't want me as a quarterback.
But on this Halloween, Jim Kelly's tricks were no treat for the team he grew up watching at East Brady High School in Pennsylvania. In the second quarter, Kelly hit Larry Brodsky for his only catch of the day.
Larry Brodsky caught one, fade pattern, stepped inside, outran the guy to the end zone.
The Canes led 14-0, but driving late in the first half, on 3rd and goal, quarterback Todd Blackledge was stopped at the 1-yard line and the clock ran out. With star running back Kurt Warner hobbled by injury in the second half and kicker Brian Franco 0 for 4 in field goal attempts, Blackledge brought the Nittany Lions back himself with 2 touchdowns in a 2-minute span midway through the fourth quarter. Then, deep in Miami territory with just more than a minute remaining, Blackledge went to Kenny Jackson, but Miami's Fred Marion grabbed the tip pass for his second interception of the game.
We played poorly, but we still could have won it at the end.
I think they thought that they already had the game won, but as everybody knows, it's tough to beat the Hurricanes in the Orange Bowl.
Penn State lost the game and its #1 ranking, while the upset helped establish Miami as a football power for the 80s.
Coming up on College Game Day.
It's quite a song and dance when the Miami Hurricanes come to the ballpark. With all the smoke, there is plenty of fire and pain. And there is speed, so sudden, so wraith-like. In the heart of Pennsylvania, there lives a lion, a Nittany Lion of considerable fame. Solid, steady, balanced Penn State. Throw some, run some. But always defend with vigor. Number 2, number 7, Miami and Penn State. ABC Sports College Football presents a CFA matchup. The Miami Hurricanes and the Nittany Lions of Penn State. And we're lucky today to bring you the colors of Mother Nature's palette, flavoring the slopes of Mount Nittany as the first frost and autumn comes into view. And welcome back to Beaver Stadium here on ABC Sports. I'm Keith Jackson. Fall weather in the middle of Pennsylvania, 65 degrees. Humidity has been halved, and it's a stark contrast to what we had last week down in Miami when the Hurricanes struggled with Florida State. Bob Gracie, it's my opinion that if the Miami Hurricanes can go through Andrew and all that trouble, win against Florida State like they did last week, and then come up here and win a ball game, we ought to just bronze them right now and put them on the shelf.
Well, the question for me is, can this team, Miami, continue to win without a running game? They have been outstanding with their defense. They have been winning with their passing game. And Toretta, in fact, they are 7th in the nation in passing offense, but they are 106th out of 107 teams in the rushing department. Now, we'll see a new face in the running back position, Danielle Ferguson, a true freshman, brings speed and quickness to that position. He is the 4th stringer, but he'll be playing some today. For Penn State, for Joe Paterno, same stuff, conservative ball control. Last year, they had the ball 16 more minutes than Miami did. They want to do that again. It's a veteran ball club. If there's a young question mark, any youth, it's John Sacco, the quarterback. He's just a sophomore, his 5th start, but this will be his biggest start of his life. If there's an edge, the special teams. Penn State has an outstanding kicker. Miami's kickers had some problems, and the return people for Penn State have been outstanding.
Looking at the win streak, Miami now at 22. Penn State is 111. Incidentally, the last team to beat Penn State was Miami. It ought to be a dandy. Here today, we check in with Jack Arute.
And at their scheduled airport, Williamsport, they were forced south by inclement weather and had to endure a 3-hour ride by bus up here to walk through. Now, many people thought that maybe that would affect them, that they'd be a little downtrodden here, but that's not the same thing that's happened. You see this student section here? Well, they played a lot of rap music and a lot of rock and roll in the pregame, and that Miami Hurricane team, they were rocking and rolling. They said they felt just like they were back in the Orange Bowl.
Playing the same music.
That's for sure.
Kevin Williams, who is gimpy out on the field now, going to be a returner as Joe Paterno paces the sidelines. He won't stop all day. Dennis Erickson, of course, the boss of the Miami Hurricanes. Williams is number 5. He's playing on a sore ankle. Number 35 is Darrell Spencer. And kicking off for Penn State will be Craig Fayak. He is from Belle Vernon, down the road from here. It is a bright sunny day. Rained yesterday. The field was covered. They play on Mother Earth. Absolutely glorious setting for college football. The stadium crowd around 95,000. We are in happy Belton. It's fun to come back. It's been a while since we've been here. Fayak's kick is high. Hangs up and taken at the 10 by Kevin Williams. Got a crease and turns it around the corner to the 30, up close to the 35-yard line. It was Williams who burned Penn State with a big play a year ago. Gino Torretta comes out. Is Bennett a little dinged up in there, but Bennett is the starter, not Jones, and Bennett has the ball on the first carry. Moves it out to the 40-yard line from the 33. That'll be a pickup of close to 7, and second down coming up. Some time today against Penn State. Both teams undefeated. Miami number 2, Penn State number 7. Miami opens running the ball. This is something, a very good front 4 for Penn State. The linebackers, the bell cow there is Reggie Gibbons. He goes all over the field. He does everything required. He's a really good player. Derek Quanah is the man who got burned a year ago and vows it ain't going to happen again. And on first down, Toretta's first pass of the day is tipped at the line of scrimmage, and it is incomplete. He had Kevin Williams slanting across the middle, and he had Williams where he wanted him. He had linebacker coverage on him, Reggie Gibbons, and Reggie, as talented as he is, would have trouble handling Kevin Williams.
Miami went to a 4 wide receiver, 1 back offense, no tight end, and motioned the back out of the backfield. They want to get those linebackers. Gibbons on some of their wide receivers. They like that. It was open, just got the ball knocked down.
So credit the big guys up front with a good play. Torretta backhands the ball to Bennett again. And there isn't anything there this time as the defensive flow moves off to the left side and stopped it. Good play there by Phil Yeboah Cody for Penn State. The lots in black shoes, but I don't see anybody catching them. Don't talk to me about slow.
They look slow, but they're not.
Nobody catches them. All right, it's third down and 7 now for Miami. Torretta with a lot of time. Throws to Bennett. Bennett is hit by Gibbons. Well short of the first down. And so the Penn State Nittany Lion defensive unit stops Miami just across midfield at their own 49, and the Canes will have to punt. Spinner. He may get good action on it. Oh, it bounces on into the end zone. So instead of big morning, at dawn they were entertaining here and there and everywhere, and then they had march all the way from the Music Center over here, which is about a mile. They'll be worn out when the day is over. Penn State comes up on the ball now with John Sucker starting at quarterback. He is a sophomore in competition. He's out of Delran, New Jersey, the younger brother of Tony, who quarterbacked here, and his first play is a pass. And the pass is completed to Troy Drayton. And Drayton, who is playing tight end, but had played previously wide receiver. He's a big, strong guy at 6'3", 220, and he's a very dangerous guy. You see that this young man is gaining confidence every week. Against Rutgers last week, only 2 other quarterbacks in history at Penn State have had bigger days. And O.J. McDuffie, as we told you, is a particularly effective fellow who does everything. And Richie Anderson's having a pretty good year at tailback. He's healthy. That's the important thing. It is second down and 2. Back, hands it off on the way back. And a little bit of a delay to Anderson. And he runs to the 39-yard line, and the home folks like it. Up front, the offensive front. Die-hard starting unit for Penn State. Huntington, Jurek, Sandusky, Malinowski, and Rucci. Rucci's spur down from the 39. Saka again goes to the air. Throws. It is caught on the sidelines, and the catch is good to Justin Williams, a sophomore out of Uniondale, New York. And that ball could not have been thrown any better.
Oh, is that a great throw? Into the short side of the field. That's the outside receiver, McDuffie, tries to hold the corner. Look at this throw. Not only did he have the corner and the safety to throw it away from
people in the secondary for the Canes. The ball is at the Miami 45-yard line. Now we're at 2nd down and 13. Give it to Brian O'Neill, the fullback. And Brian O'Neill out of Cincinnati, Ohio, thunders over the right side, had a huge hole, and picks up a 1st down inside the 30.
There are a huge variety of confidence for those players, the linemen, the backs, that they know which plays are going to be running first so they can check their assignments, and it's proving out here so far.
So now 1st down and 15.
Blitz.
Ball comes back, and the pass. Thomas didn't look. He decided. Thomas again goes in motion. Lets it go, and that's into the crowd.
Same play.
Game, other than the young man, Saka, Todd Blackledge, and Chuck Fusino. That's a couple of names that rank pretty high in Penn State football lore. 3rd down. 10:19 to go in the 1st quarter of play. 2 undefeated team, numbers 2 and 7. They run that little delay with the fullback Brian O'Neill again. This time the Canes handle it better. Stop. His long is 44 yards. It's blocked. Canes 2nd down and 5. Minute for a couple.
Yes, Miami's concentrating on getting that running game going, and so far they got the edge.
They've had 12 plays. They've run 8. Pitches back. Here's another run with Bennett getting the pressure from the back, but he runs away from the pressure and escapes that backside pressure. Well, when something's working, keep using it. Bennett, touchdown, Miami.
You know, that's really outstanding, Keith, for a team that couldn't run the last couple of weeks. That is, like I said, 2nd last in the nation running the football. We who know what's going on are a little bit surprised, and the coaches, the staff on both sides are also surprised with that first drive of Miami.
2nd down, 9. Back goes Saka. Good protect. Crosses the line of scrimmage and dives ahead, close to a 1st down. So the Miami pressure, he's sore, but he's bouncing around. Doesn't look. Here goes Anderson again. Slashing runner. This time there's just nothing there. Didn't look like it. So they get the 1st down by half a ball. And Saka turns and gives the ball to Brian O'Neill. And O'Neill, boy, he's a tough fella. He picks up 9 yards. He carried 2 Hurricanes with him. Looks the ball into Drayton. He stretches out for his mark. He won't get that much. They're going to mark him short for 1st down. Casey Greer, the man had a hold in him, but give him the going. 4th and 2. Short 2. Let's roll it out. Let's coming. Passes away. Pass is caught by Drayton down the middle of the field, and it's 1st down at the 20. That certainly is not what Miami expected. On campus, it's a gift of the class of 1940. And if the mountain lion looks like a cougar from Houston, BYU, or Washington State, well, that's all right. It's the same critter.
Just call it different things around here, huh?
From the 40-yard line on their side of the field, Saka lets it go, and he's got Tyson Thomas, and Thomas loses his footing trying to make a turn upfield, but he's got a 1st down. 3rd down and 5. Loretta's pass is complete over the middle to Coleman Bell, and Bell's going to have a 1st down as he gets 3rd down and 6.
Blitz.
There's your 1st down. Went to Darrell Spencer as Loretta took the snap, stood up, hit Spencer on his right between the 3 and the 5, and the Canes will move the chains.
Well, that's the way to beat them.
Changes the play and gives it to his running back Larry Jones, and he gets it over on the Penn State side of the field. On the 1st down, they are camped inside the 32. This is Jones again. A big hole over the left side. Down inside the 20. pounding away down to the 15-yard line. That's on the season today. They've already picked up 90. And their first down just short of the 15. This time it is hello from Mr. Bonfatti and Mr. Smith.
You don't know what.
Donnell Bennett, pair of fresh legs, checks in, but he's not the man. It's thrown to Kevin Williams. Williams coming inside. They were looking to set up a wide receiver screen down the middle. And Rich McKenzie, who is number 99 and comes from Fort Lauderdale, Florida. He's an outside linebacker or defensive end. And he missed 5 straight completions now for Coretta. Miami threatening for the second time in the ball game. They lead 7-0. There's that corner route into the corner. It goes incomplete and played very well in the corner. Pass intended for Lamar Thomas, who is the great leaper. Number 35 was covered in Bonham, and he just simply wouldn't let him come back to the ball.
Well, this is what they wanted. They wanted Thomas, who is 6'3", and a real good jumper, against Bonner, number 35. Bonner does a nice job of body checking, keeping him outside with his body and looking back for the ball.
And so on 4th and 3, here is Pruitt, who has missed 3 field goals inside the 30-yard line. Miami was short a man. They only had 10 and had a big hole in the middle. But they finally get him on the field, and here's Pruitt for the try. It'll be a 26-yard try, and he made it. And so with 3:39 to go in the first half, Miami leads Penn State. And back to Brian O'Neill, the fullback, who had a pretty good first half himself, as you look at the first half stats.
Well, the first half, the
48, where it is second down and 6. Give it back to Anderson, and again, the coverage on that side is very ordinary for Miami. Number of Anderson getting off that big run to begin this possession. And they're finding some holes in the Miami defense right now, as that play is good to the 29-yard line, and Anderson a little bit quicker. He's in at fullback now, replacing O'Neill. This is Anderson. Down to the 20, and a first down for the Lions. And this time, Casey Greer made the tackle stick. Where it's a first down. Anderson again. Defensive flow gets him out of bounds after about a 3-yard pickup. And Greer.
Rushing defense and 9th in total defense. As Caesar is coming off the field, he's had a bad ankle.
And I think he hurt it again. This is the fullback. Brian O'Neill will come back into the ball game, and Brian takes it down around the 10, and he may have another first down.
Let him have the year, and then he can come back and play 2 years here by himself.
Anderson again. That end is blocked, and he's short. No, he's not. Touchdown, Penn State.
So behind the defense, coming right at you. Smith, 45, gets blocked, and Barrow, 56, gets blocked. Same man, the tight end, blocked them both. The safety doesn't get over there to make the play, and Penn State is on the board with their first possession in the second half.
So the opening possession is the kind of a thing that wakes up a record crowd of more than 96,000. And now we have a 10-7 ball game, and Miami is yet to see it in the second half.
We have to have time to throw, and the running game is working, but the protection has to be thrown quickly.
That was Horace Copeland out there, covered by Shelly Hammonds, number 21 for Penn State. Hammonds came high for Penn State. They send Anderson into the crowd, and they've got him 2 yards short of his first down. He's concerned, he belongs there. So it is third down and 14, and back goes Coretta. His pass is away, and it is incomplete. Penalty flag.
Bonner and Thomas, they're carrying this A little extracurricular activities here. They got this going back from last year.
Yeah.
Thomas beat Bonner from last year.
That's a hangover. Here we go. Little roll for Toretta, looking, gets it away now. Oh my goodness, he had Coleman Bell open and he couldn't get the ball to him. Bell had finally...
And Gander, 22 years. A lot of experience on this Penn State staff.
Toretta under pressure, throws this one, and it's almost picked off. Could have been by number 46, who came flashing in to get a piece of it for Penn State. That would be Marlon Forbes, strong safety. Paid for it. Darren Smith ran him down 45. Nothing to burn here. It's all metal. They'd run that with O.J. McDuffie inside. They're trying to run that wide receiver screen, and it works enough. Ball is handed to Larry Jones. They hit him at the goal line, but he shook loose from Derek Bonner and got out to 10 carries and 54 yards. Toretta puts it up, and he had to throw it in a huge hurry. And you get a little showboating back in the end zone. As they are exulting over the fact that they were able to get Toretta, and I think Joe's probably arguing that he threw the ball away because it was thrown up into the crowd. Jonathan Harris was an open receiver. There's no way that play was going to work for anything. That's Jones carrying the ball, and Lou Benfatti takes him down with authority. The line defensive coordinator presenting a check for $3,000 to the General Scholarship Fund of Penn State University. Saka looking long, goes down the middle, long, and got his man. Pass is caught out of the 25-yard line by O.J. McDuffie. What a catch by McDuffie. O'Neal is back in the backfield with Anderson. O'Neal has the ball over the right side to the 15-yard line. Remaining 17-7, Miami. Penn State now really needs something here. Second down and 1. Saka faking, keeps it and throws it. And touchdown, McDuffie.
This is his 8th touchdown pass of the year, and he doesn't have a lot of room or a lot of time left. He just gets that ball in over 2 Hurricane defenders, and McDuffie makes the catch for a touch, and Penn State is right back in it.
The kick is good. Bayak knocks it through, and John Saka went to the sideline immediately after the play, and the trainer immediately put ice up in the collarbone area.
Saka running a little post corner behind the corner. The safety, number 6, is supposed to be back there helping. Well, you can't throw it much better than that. John Saka starting in his first big game from the other side of the field.
But he did get dinged. How badly, we don't know. Won't know until they get the ball back. That score comes with 6:17 to play in the game. 8 plays, 54 yards, and it required 2 minutes and 49 seconds.
Nice job defensively by Ohio State. Mark Williams, Steve Tovar. And Cup 5 on their 3rd down conversions. Here's the biggest one so far. And there's a quarterback draw. And he's not going to make it. Chico Nelson with a tackle. High snap, handled, and he got it through from 21 yards. Boy, give Wright, the holder, some credit there.
Absolutely. Never noticed the...
4 minutes left in the ballgame. Raymond Harris, first down. In the general vicinity to not force any kind of grounding penalty. 2nd and 10 at the 43.
His dad, the defensive coordinator at Clemson, he gets in the end zone, 50 yards, 10 zip hogs. Heath Schuler bringing the balls. They lead 17-16 here. The option avoids Henry Ford, motors to the end zone, 24-16, Craig.
But if you want to win an upset, you got to have these kind of plays. Orlando Waters fills at the 29, makes the moves, get back to the midfield, slips a tackle at the 35, goes back inside, touchdown, 71 yards.
24-22, they missed the two-point try, but then the onside kick. And J.J. McCloskey, off of his leg, Darwin, Ireland recovers for the Hogs. They're in business. They only need a field goal. Todd Wright, already 3 for 4 in the day, for 41 yards out. Just gets it through with 6 seconds to go. And Arkansas, a 3-touchdown underdog, stuns Tennessee. Of course, they were the victim of one of the season's biggest upsets, losing to the Citadel early in the season. Tennessee's unbeaten season is spoiled. Todd Wright, 4 of 5, the 41-yard game winner. We've seen so many kickers choke in the clutch. Not Mr. Wright today. LSU in Florida. Great fake, and he finds the missile streaking open. 69-yard touchdown pass. The Cuse romping early, 14-0, Craig.
Yeah, but then watch the play action fake here. Graves down the line, draws the strong safety and the free safety up. Then Kerry Farrell eludes tacklers, 77 yards.
Marvin Graves, 425 yards passing. That is a school record. 476 yards total offense. That is a school record. And Syracuse had been sluggish on offense lately. That is over. They moved to 4-1 by clobbering Rutgers. Teammates, Graves, 18 for 28. Very efficient day. The 3 touchdowns, and again, the school records in yards. And Chris Gedney, only 3 receptions, but 105 yards. And he had the touchdown. Lee, Villanova, Idaho. They went and visited Utah today, and they are unbeaten no longer. Look at the Ruski right here. Roy Maafala. Keep an eye on the left guard. Picks up the fumble. Big guy rumbling toward the end zone. Somebody for Hawaii saw him, stopped him at the 1-yard line. They scored in the next play, up 7-3. Second quarter, the Utes up 14-10 now. And Frank Dulce lofts a pass to the corner of the end zone. Battle of the Andersons. Jamal takes it away from Carlos. No relation, and Utah knocks Hawaii from the ranks of the unbeaten easily. 38-17. Pierre Jones, 159 yards. BYU, Colorado State. Markel Fleetwood.
Pass over the middle, and the tight end, Belvin, and he will have about 6 yards of the play. What I started to say just a moment, the numbers on him, 146 yards and 1 touchdown, 17 completions.
Notre Dame's done a nice job of not giving him the big play.
He's got a couple of receivers who can come up with a big play, too, in the Boyer and Gels. Over the middle, this is Gels. That's going to be enough for the Pitt first down. And all of a sudden, you cannot retreat it.
No, tough.
Third down, and Pitt needs the 43. Flag is down, has it complete to Boyer. Hit immediately by Radigan. Still, folks, not an easy task.
With Tennessee playing Alabama next. Tough time to get catching.
Pass over the middle. Good job by Belvin. The tight end reaches back and catches it. And that will be enough for the first down. It's also the end of the third quarter. So let's take a break. Van Pelt with another completion.
51% pass.
Looks off the corner. No. UCLA's defense is starting to swarm to the football. You see them giving some looks up there. I said blitz on the corner. See the linebackers walk up and then, release out.
He's had a nice night, hasn't he? Milburn is back in the game. Number 5, Glenn Milburn. That's to Lazarus. On the Bruin 43. Wobbly pass, and it cannot be touchdown due by Tony Klein. Third down, 6. Look out. It's a live ball, and it's picked off. Intercepted by Andrew McClave. And the first turnover tonight by Stanford.
Bad decision on Steve.
Washington extends its winning streak to 19 straight and beats number 23 California 35-16. Lindsey Chapman got a case of buttermits and fumbled the kickoff. Russell Hairston recovered in the end zone for the touchdown. The Huskies have beaten California 13 straight times. Mike Jones intercepts a pass and rolls 69 yards to the end zone as number 13 Georgia dumps Georgia Southern 34-7. Quarterback Eric Zier completes 11 of 20 for 142 yards. Notre Dame over Pittsburgh 52-12. Quarterback Rick Meyer goes 69 yards to Derek Mays. Meyer completes 9 of 16 for 182 yards and 2 TDs. Peter Gardere tossed 2 TD passes, one to Justin McLemore as number 16 Texas stops Oklahoma 34-24. Gardere now has the honor of being the first Texas quarterback to beat Oklahoma 4 times. On the scoreboard, Miami goes to 5-0 with a win over Penn State. Michigan rolls over Michigan State. Arkansas surprises Tennessee. Todd Wright with a 41-yard field goal for the win. Alabama stops Tulane. Florida State dumps North Carolina. Clemson upsets Virginia. Nebraska blows out Oklahoma State. UCLA with Stanford. Syracuse bombs Rutgers. Georgia Tech escapes Maryland. Mississippi State over Auburn. Illinois beats Ohio State for the 5th straight time. And Florida
State 44. And again to Rodriguez. And Rodriguez, another first down to the 31-yard line. And Sean Jones shows almost no emotion. It never does.
Sean Jones is the winningest quarterback in Tech history. And I'll tell you, you can understand why. Because as you said, he just has...
Georgia Tech ranked 16th. And if this lead holds, they will definitely move up. William Bell twisting and turning to get about 2. Let's see if Jones will throw on 3rd and 10 or give it off to Wright to get it in the middle of the field. He's going to try to throw. Maybe. Incomplete. And Jones on his back, way back at the 40-yard line.
I'll tell you that.
From the 25, a 35-yard kick. He's hit 83% of his kicks from this range in his brilliant Georgia Tech career. Sisson's kick is good.
Ninth-ranked Nittany Lions, the victim of a 35-32 upset loss to 20th-ranked Boston College. Obviously, these guys had other things on their minds besides football. Inside Beaver Stadium, Boston College jumping on the line defense early. Nice pass there, 21-10 BC.
144 points in the second half. So
Joe Paterno with plenty of reason to pace on the sideline. Third quarter, Foley again goes to airborne, this time to Greg Price. 28 yards, and the route was on 38-10 Boston College. Nittany Lions, though, battle back. Richie Anderson's 3rd touchdown of the day. Count the 2-point conversion. That made it 35-32 BC with just seconds left. Lions went for the onside kick, and guess what? Yeah, they got it. Their last chance to either tie or win this game. But John Sacca's replacement, Kerry Collins, looking for all of it. Gets picked off by Joe Camara to end the game. Boston College remains unbeaten. They win at Happy Valley for just the 2nd time in 20 trips. And a huge showdown on the May line today as Villanova jumped out to a 7-0 lead over Delaware. Brad Parpan to Harold Hart, 36 yards and the touchdown. That made it 7-0. Nova looking to stay unbeaten, but the Blue Hens counter with this 70-yard touchdown toss. Billy Vergantino going all the way to Lanyu Johnson for 6. And as I said, this tied the game at 7. Nova, though, led it 20-14 with just over 8 minutes left to play. When Pat Williams took one from 10 yards out, the Blue Hens knock off unbeaten Nova 21-20. The Hens now 5-1 overall, 5-0 in the Yankee Conference. The Temple Owls wrestling with the Pitt Panthers at the Vet today. Owls fell behind 20-10 before freshman quarterback Luke Linhart hooks up on this 51-yarder to Lou LaHorn. Owls cut it to a 20-17 deficit. From the game tied at 20, Alex Van Pelt drove the Panthers 80 yards before Lyron Brooks took it in, his 2nd TD of the day. Temple loses their 5th straight, 27-20. What about the other local scores? Let's check the scoreboard. Penn
4 for the Seminole. Ward in and out of the hands and almost intercepted.
And now to put some pressure on Ward, he's just too quick in the pocket when you only bring 4 people.
4th and 4.
Here they come again.
Ward got it complete. Ellison down the sideline has it 1st and goal at the 5-yard line. The Georgia Tech 5-yard line. Ward may try to do it himself. Touchdown. Charlie Ward does his magic from 5 yards out. Florida State trying to make it a 2-point game. Incomplete. They'll need another possession. Still loose. No signal. Both teams obviously claiming possession. Florida State has the ball.
Florida State had it at one point. If they still have it, that's a strong man.
Florida State foot.
Before anyone had a chance to get it, it bounced off a couple people, a few blocks, and now at the bottom of that pile, it's just a fight.
Charlie Ward. Vanover dropped in his tracks. Leith on. Ward with a lot of open field. There he goes. To the 22-yard line.
Side, you're going to see Williams and Peoples coming on every play.
First down. The throw in and out of the hands of Vanover. And Marcus Tiger McMillan will flank Ward, who's still in the shotgun. 2nd and 10. Here comes Williams. Ward got away from him. And the ball is loose, but it's out of bounds, still Florida State.
Back up there.
3rd down. Ward short on a screen to McMillan. Hit in the open field by Marcus Coleman. And it's 4th down. What a job he's done since coming in for Curly Day.
State's going to take a timeout here, and on 4th down play, set this last one up. Here they come.
4th down. Ward got it to McCorvey, and he's going to score.
Out, but they have to handle the blitz. They have not been able to handle the blitz down here.
So here's the situation. They have one timeout left, as Mike said, 52 seconds left. They're down 7-0.
Ron, keep your eye on number 24, Drew Chrisman. They bring him from the outside again.
It's knocked down at the line of scrimmage, and it's Trey Tippins, the senior from Snyder, Texas. Interceptions. From the outside, pass to the end zone, overthrown and incomplete. It will be 4th down, Colorado. And Mike, just as you should, 7 of 10 this year. He missed it. Off to the right and no good.
Jeff Cummins and Terrell Edwards. It would get revenge, though. Here he calls his own number. Keeps it, scores it. 7-0 Huskies. After a block punt on the Huskies deep in duck territory, Brunell showing mobility, rolls to his left, will hit Jason Shelley, who just keeps his feet in. 31 yards to strike, 14-0 Huskies. Rich Brooks obviously disgusted. 17-0 Huskies at the half. Oregon has not played that poorly defensively. They've just given the ball back a great deal on the offensive side of the ball. California taking on Southern Cal. It's been a long drought at the LA Coliseum for them. Dave Barr here finds Sean Dawkins, 10-0 Cal. USC had some problems offensively. Estris Creighton steps on his own fullback, Mike Mooney here. 3rd quarter, it's 10-6 Cal. Rob Johnson on the play action finds the tight end, Bradford Panta. 13-10 SC. Cal responds, though. Barr will find Dawkins again, 20 yards to the strike, 17-13 Cal. The Golden Bears, who played so well at Kansas, you'll recall, on a Thursday night, doing the same at the LA Coliseum. It is 17-13. We're going to keep it in the pack. Kansas was launching a comeback, but Iowa State started it all, and Lee, you love fumble-rooskies.
Watch Iowa State center Scott Armbrust. Instead of snapping the ball, he'll put the ball on the ground. Right guard Jim Thompson picks it up. This play always works because no one expects a big guy with a number 52 to run it in for a touchdown.
Now, that was part of a 40-0 Iowa State run in the 2nd and 3rd quarters. It was 47-27, but then Kansas comes back, Chip Hillary finds Matt Gay, who spins in for the touchdown. They missed the extra point. It was 47-42. 21 seconds later, Bob Utter hits by Gerald McBurrows. He fumbles. Larry Peel scoops it up, goes 37 yards. A 2-point conversion by the Jayhawks makes it 50-47. That was a 29-0 run in the third and fourth quarters of that ball game. Hillary was 16 of 27, biggest comeback in school history. Prior to that time, you see what it was, a remarkable game for the Jayhawks. NC State and Virginia Tech. Viditich with no time remaining boots through the tying field goal, but an unimpressive time non-conference play for Dick Sheridan's club. We continue with our fantastic finishes by showing you this. Marvin Graves, late in the fourth, trailing 17-13, rolls right, knocked out of bounds by Tommy Orr right there. Graves fires the ball off Orr's head. Fight erupts. Now, there were 4 players ejected, 3 of them Mountaineers, but not Graves. Now, the drive continues, 4th and 9, and it's Chris Gedney, who's an outstanding tight end. Mountaineers think they've won it, but you know what? It was a dead ball foul. They got to go again, Greg.
And Graves should have been out on this play. He should have been ejected in the ballgame. Instead, his ability allows him and his team to score the touchdown to Gedney.
So, Syracuse goes on to win it by a final score of 20-17. Paul Pasqualoni just escapes again. Graves was 16 of 26 for 245 yards. Boston College and Penn State, can you believe it? BC has to hold on. 25-point lead. They almost lost today at Penn State. They were up at one point, 35-10. Glenn Foley had a big day. Now for some of the...
Oklahoma jumping all over the place on defense. Detmer under pressure. He's going to run. And he is inside the 35-yard line, about a yard shy of the first. Wilson will wrap him up. Rest. It looked like it said mercy.
It's the wide receiver, Michael Westbrook, that Corey Detmer looks to get to. He's in pretty good coverage by Darnell Walker and then just leaves him. Now, Darnell Walker complained a little bit that he felt Michael Westbrook was pushing off. Here's Corey Detmer looking to Michael Westbrook all the way. Over the shoulder catch. Reaction of Corey Detmer.
Defense, Beekerts and Chad. 15, 10, 5, touchdown, Dual Brewer.
Blocks on this play. Kenyon Rashid, number 33, in the backside guard, number 62, Broderick Roberson. Block Greg Beekert, and then it's all the way to the yard for number 23, Duell Brewer.
Brewer didn't waste it. Charles Johnson will score from 92 yards away. This place is still buzzing. Berger tries to make it a three-point game. High pass from center. It's good.
Coy Detmer with the takeoff pass play to Charles Johnson, and it's against Darnell Walker, number 28. I think there's a bust in coverage because it looked like Darnell Walker, number 28, was looking for help over the top from William Schenkel, number 8.
The individual isolation, he just runs right by Darnell Walker. You're going to see number 8 come into your picture. Just outran the coverage. Reaction by Coy Detmer.
So, here are the numbers. Charles Johnson, 7 catches, 151 yards, and a touchdown. Now Detmer is 23 of 33, 307 yards, 2 touchdowns, and 3 interceptions. But he hopes he doesn't have to. He hopes he doesn't because it's 3rd down, and you can see how many yards they need right there. Goodell will have to come out and punt as the Sooners are dropped for a loss.
The 89.
I can deal with failures and I can deal with adversity, and I had no question in my mind I was going to come back and pitch a heck of a lot better tonight than I did the other night.
College football, Georgia Tech led Florida State 21-7, but the Noles came back to win the game 29-24. With 2 minutes to play, Charlie Ward hit Kes McCorvey for 17 yards and 6 points on a 4th and 5. The Noles come back to beat the Yellow Jackets. Alabama knocks off Tennessee for the 7th consecutive time. The final from Knoxville, 17-10. The Tide's Derek Lassick, 2 one-yard touchdown runs. The Vols got one last chance for victory with a little over a minute left, but quarterback Heath Schuler's pass was deflected and picked off by Alabama's Chris Donnelly. Number 1 Miami romped over TCU 45-10. Hurricane quarterback Gino Torretta a field day with 3 touchdown passes, including a 68-yarder to his wideout Lamar Thomas. Boston College beat Penn State for the first time since 1983, 35-32 the final. Eagle quarterback Glenn Foley 4 touchdown throws, including a 48-yarder to Ivan Boyd. Georgia's Garrison Hurst ran for 246 yards, touchdown runs of 71 and 55 yards, but Vanderbilt didn't make it easy for the Bulldogs to win the game 30-20, the 5th straight win for Georgia. To the Pac-10, Washington State ranked 21st hosting UCLA. Cougar Darren Pointer goes 98 yards with the second half kickoff, picking up a couple of blocks. The final score, Washington State 30, the Bruins 17. Washington a winner at Oregon. Michigan romps over Indiana. Texas A&M beats Rice. Colorado ties Oklahoma. Arizona over number 10 Stanford in an upset. Syracuse nips West Virginia. North Carolina beats Virginia. South Carolina gets their first win of the season over Mississippi State. Clemson 10 sacks in a defeat of Duke. North Carolina State and Virginia Tech tie. Number 22 USC by 3 over Cal. Florida beats Auburn. Kansas outscores Iowa State. On the ice, the
Cal marching to Seattle.
A quick screen to McDuffie to the outside. Cuts it in. He's to the 35 and out to the 37-yard line. First time we've seen that play in a while.
The Nittany Lions would dust off some plays that worked for them earlier in the season. And Saka was having a decent day despite the score.
1st and 10 for the Lions. Here's the handoff and a reverse coming around to O.J. McDuffie. O.J.'s at midfield. He's down to the 45, to the 40, to the 35-30. O.J. to the 20, the 15, and knocked out of bounds at the Boston College 9 by Michael Reed. Great off to Anderson. He dives. He's in for the touchdown. Touchdown, Penn State. Richie Anderson's 2nd touchdown of the day, the 11th of the season for Richard.
Down by a lot with barely more than a quarter to go, the Lions went for 2 but failed. Still, there was a faint heartbeat for the dear old white and blue after there appeared to be no pulse. And the defense fed off the scoring success, sniffing out each new Boston College play. Foley had nowhere to hide.
Back to pass again. He throws this one complete to Tyson Thomas at the 30-yard line of Boston College for another Penn State first down.
Mix in a little Kajana Carter and you keep the pass defense honest.
Tyson Thomas, Troy Drayton left, McDuffie right. Here's the blitz and the throw to the outside. And Tyson Thomas makes the catch and slips away. He's at the 10 and down to the 8-yard line. For a second, it looked like that ball might be batted down by the outside man, but it squeaked through there. Tyson Thomas slipped away and nearly went in for the touchdown.
That's when being small helped.
Saka is straight back to pass again. Throws underneath, complete to McDuffie at the 2. He's in for the touchdown. O.J. caught it at the 2 and then used individual effort to get it in for the TD.
He was the wide guy in a slot formation. The slot cleared out. He come down underneath. I can't say enough about him, you know what?
And you couldn't say enough about the fourth quarter comeback. Still down by 13, Joe Paterno decided to go for 2. And the crowd that had seemingly been stunned minutes earlier was roaring with every snap.
Here's a two-point conversion attempt. Saka takes the short drop. He looks, he pumps, he's under pressure, throws into the end zone, and is caught. Mike Archie makes the catch with a two-point conversion.
Good work by Saka allowed Archie enough time to get open. And now the lead was only 11. And the crowd was wondering if it was about to witness one of the greatest comebacks in Penn State history. With time working against him, John Saka rolled right and re-injures his collarbone. He's forced to leave the game with his job not quite finished. If there ever was a time for a team to fold, it was now. Kerry Collins, who had not played it down because of an injury in the preseason, came on to throw his first pass of the year.
Collins back to pass, throws one to the sideline, complete to Justin Williams. He's across the 40, out of bounds at the 41-yard line.
Great way to start for a kid that hasn't played much. That's a deep out. He put the thing right on the money. And Williams is smart enough to get out of bounds. That's a big play.
Kerry Collins with his first appearance of the season late in the game here. He's back to pass. Looking, throwing deep down the near sideline. McDuffie is there. He makes the catch at the Boston College 25. He's down to the 18-yard line.
I tell you, he split 2 receivers. Now, McDuffie should get a lot of credit on that because he never took his eyes off the ball, came back and made the reception.
Here's Collins. Play action. He's back to pass. He's looking. Fires down the middle. Completes it down to the 5 to McDuffie. OJ's down to the 3-yard line.
A penalty gave Richie Anderson a shot at his 3rd TD of the day.
We have defensive pass interference.
Pitch back to Richard Anderson. He's at the 2. He's in for the touchdown. Richard Anderson takes it in with Brian O'Neill leading the way with a block.
That time they went outside. BC stacked inside looking for Anderson diving over. They went outside.
The Boston College lead was now 5, and again Penn State would try for the 2.
Collins takes the snap. He's rolling to the right, looking to throw, fires into the end zone, complete to McDuffie. 2-point conversion is good.
The deficit was down to 3. The football game was down to 99 seconds. Penn State's only hope was an onside kick.
Here we go. Masillo has it teed up, and here it comes. Here comes the onside kick. It takes the high bounce. There's a scramble for the ball. Penn State's got it. Kyle Brady got the onside kick at the 45-yard line.
They needed one more miracle. Could Kerry Collins make it a perfect homecoming?
Kerry Collins under center. First down, he's back to pass. He's looking. He's looping one deep down the sideline for McDuffie, and this one is intercepted.
Unfortunately not. Homecoming weekend is always too short, and this year, so was the homecoming football game. McDuffie has the mental toughness to shoulder the burden in pressure situations. Trailing Boston College by 25 points was a pressure situation, and OJ helped lead the comeback. When the Nittany Lions need a touchdown, he's the guy they look to get it. When they need 5 yards for a first down, he's the guy who gets it. OJ's sure-handed and great in the clutch, and it's why Penn State wanted him to have the football while closing the gap against BC. Drafted by the California Angels to play baseball, his coach realizes his talent and is glad he continues to use it at Penn State. Against Boston College, OJ caught 11 passes for 212 yards, both Penn State records, and he's our Unimart player of the game.
He just threaded the needle to Lamar Thomas for 6.
That is what makes him a special player at that quarterback position. The ability to stay poised in the pocket, hold the football to the last moment, and wait for the receiver to uncover. This was not a designed route. The route was not open when he first wanted to go there. He just waits for Lamar Thomas to work and release open in the back of the end zone, then deliver the football.
And they pitch the ball into Dwayne Thomas in a nice hole. And Dwayne Thomas carries across the 35.
That first possession of the football. Backed up deep in their own territory now. Hancock on a high snap. It's fumbled loose in the end zone.
Notre Dame, I think DeBoe's got it for the touchdown. A quick pass complete to the 1-yard line. Otis Sterling makes the reception. He'll be marked out at about the 1 or 2. Let's see. Bobby Taylor covering Otis Sterling, the senior from Riverside, California.
Blitz, but the problem with that is it was right in the area that Hancock was intending to throw the ball. That's a hot read, an easy pitch and catch. When you're down on the goal line, if you're going to come with that kind of a corner blitz, you have to walk up the safety behind and literally almost give it away.
Ryan Hancock already over 100 yards passing, but still no points for the Cougars. 7:29 left first quarter, 7-0 Notre Dame. Rolling, Hancock lost it for Rex, and it's incomplete. It'll be 4th down for BYU, and they've had trouble at times scoring from in close. Lavelle Edwards was telling us they've moved the ball up and down the field, but often have sputtered in the so-called red zone, and the field goal unit comes on.
If you're going to go for it, you have to go for it. Run it twice, do whatever, but you've got to try and match points for this thing.
David Lauder's 18-yard field goal is good. And Edwards electing to go for 3, gets on the board. The Cougars pull within 4 of Notre Dame.
In the Heisman Trophy, one of the most prolific passers in NCAA history, Detmer leapt into the Heisman spotlight in his junior year. Detmer's brilliance saw him set 31 NCAA records, and his amazing season was capped by his Heisman Trophy moment.
Great colors and turned out to be a whale of a finish in the football game in Morgantown.
Well, it was a great game. Both coaches got a chance to see a lot of big plays by their guys. Marvin Graves, the quarterback of Syracuse, another productive day, 275 yards worth of total offense for the Orangemen.
This third quarter pass to Shelby Hill set up a Syracuse touchdown. Condrey Ismail up the middle. This tied the game at 10 in the third quarter. Now the Orangemen are about to take over, but West Virginia comes up with a great goal line stand.
Well, David Walker was the workhorse. He couldn't get in on 3rd down. Pasqualoni said, let's go for the quarterback sneak, but another great job by the Mountaineer defense on the goal line. A key stop late in the ball game.
That kept West Virginia in the game. The defense made the first play, then the offense took over, and John Jones goes in.
Great hole on the left side. They blocked well all day. Murrell got most of the runs, but John Jones with a big one there.
And here's where it looked like West Virginia had the game wrapped up.
They had really taken control of the momentum of the game. Their defense was really putting it on them. But too much Chris Gedney again in this ballgame. For the 3rd week in the row, he was the leading receiver for the Orangemen. He caught 6 passes for 103 yards, and none were more bigger than this 17-yard touchdown that he hooked up with Marvin Graves. Graves does a nice job eluding the rush, and Gedney finds the ball in the corner of the end zone for the winning TD.
A game that brought great celebration to Syracuse, and with some controversial officiating decisions that were discussed through much of the week in West Virginia, Syracuse wins.
Twice in a row, but this is the old Notre Dame offense, according to Lou Holtz, so you never know.
Dean Lytle brought in the play and joins Bettis and Burris in the backfield. That's Jerome Bettis, stopped at the 1-yard line. It'll be 4th down and goal for Notre Dame. Fake, Meyer tosses, Smith for the touchdown. Jim still can't be used to all those Kansas winning scores somehow or other. It just seems a little foreign. Jayhawks having a fine season. Here's Drage with his first catch of the day. Eric Drage, another pretty move, and finally tripped up on a shoestring tackle by Tom Carter. A gain on the play, though, for BYU. They have a 1st down. Right back to the air and almost picked off by the Bows. Instead, the reception made by Tim Nowatzki. Nowatzki with his 3rd reception of the season. It's good for another BYU.
Running their routes down 4 or 5 yards and giving their receivers a chance to run with the football after they catch it.
So that big 42. 50 tickets today for Tim Nowatzki, who was born and lives in nearby Michigan City, Indiana. Lofted by Hancock and taken by Heimuli, and Heimuli's down to the Irish 9-yard line. 35-yard gain.
Watch Heimuli coming out of the backfield. He got matched up one-on-one on the linebacker, and it was a mismatch. He goes right by. Comes up with a big play. We have passes.
Hancock has hit 12 of 17. He's 4 for 4 on this drive. Hancock again has a man open. Hey Mooley inside the 5. Notre Dame second and goal from the 4. Trips to the right. Hancock looking that way. Fires it and dropped in the end zone. Sterling had it. Couldn't hold it. We talked 19 of 19 on the day. He's going to become a starting pitcher after being a reliever most of his career. He pitched against Notre Dame in a tournament in Seattle this past season. Trying to pitch for a score here. Knocked away. Good defense that time by Notre Dame's John Covington. He hits. And the left footer Lauder now 2 for 2. 3rd and 8. Let's see if he does deep in his own territory. Behind Bettis, the intended receiver, and now Notre Dame faced with a 4th down, qualifying the Burris interception. Hancock quickly to Rex. Byron Rex rambling inside the 30 down to the 27 of the Irish. 2 or 3 yards short of the first down. John Covington hanging on to the big tight end, 6'2", 230 pounds, out of Bellflower, California. Draw play. Kalen Hall shook off one tackler. Oh, what a run by Hall. He's going to be very close to the first down, maybe just across the 25. A determined run by Kalen Hall, the junior running back from Las Vegas, the leading Cougar ground gainer on the season. What in motion. And Hancock to pass. They pick up a blitzing DuBose, and Hancock gets to the outside. Step out of bounds after a gain of 2 or 3 yards. DuBose just pick you apart. Protection again good for Hancock, who rifles it. Almost intercepted. Carter had it. Couldn't hold on. Maybe that was... Across the middle, complete. Kalen Hall ducking to the outside, very close to the first down marker. He needed to get just inside the 15, and he got it. Kalen Hall may not have gotten the touchdown. Looked like he got a little greedy trying to get all 6. Lauder kicks it through for the 3rd time today. This one from 28 yards. He had an 18 and 21-yarder earlier. BYU continues to sputter in the red zone, but they're keeping it close. That cuts the Notre Dame lead now to 14-9. The end zone referees didn't like that call of good very much. That was close. This will be Willis, as BYU inspired him to switch to this vaunted passing attack. Hancock's pass, diving catch made by Christensen at about the 9-yard line, a yard short of draw play. Hall slips, but still got the first down to the 5. Everything looks the same when the play begins. 34 rushing yards on this drive, a rarity for BYU. Now 1st and goal. Another handoff to Willis. Trying to get wide. Willis knocked out at the 5-yard line. Likely to go to the air here on 2nd and goal. Ball at the 5-yard line. Hancock, touchdown pass. Tim Nowatzki from Michigan City, Indiana, with a touchdown is mobbed in the end zone. He had 50 tickets. They're all here. And a big moment for the sophomore from Michigan City. You see a number 42, Tim Nowatzki, just going to get in between the zone. Demetrius DuBose right there, but couldn't make the play soon enough. And that is the easiest way to complete a pass down around the goal line, throwing directly in front of the quarterback because it happens so quickly. And the field goal is good. And BYU keeps that string of consecutive games with a touchdown pass intact. Well, he's not John Hancock, but he's putting his signature on this game. Ryan Hancock with a touchdown pass to Nowatzki. Today for the first. Smith and McBride, 2 tight ends. 3rd and 1. Bettis has the first down.
Collins for the end zone. McDuffie incomplete. Make it now 2nd and goal from the 9.
Kwame Smith. More room, though, to operate that passing game down here. I'd like to see him go to Drayton. He hasn't caught a touchdown pass yet this year.
The 10th play in the series. Collins. Touchdown, Penn State. Justin Williams.
They gave him time, and if you give this big, tall, poised, inexperienced quarterback time, he's going to throw the strike. Justin Williams catching his first touchdown pass. You see, a lot of time. Now the rifle arm. The advantage of the strong arm inside the 20 is he can stick it between people. He did just that.
Delayed handoff to Bettis. Following blockers. Bettis to the end zone. Touchdown.
Any other quarter, so this will be a real test for the Notre Dame defense. BYU's had a lot of success throwing the football today.
Hancock, wide open Drage on a crossing pattern. Had a little trouble hanging on to it, and that slowed his momentum a bit, perhaps, and he stopped short of the first down by John Covington. 299 yards passing now for Hancock. That'll put him over 300. Let's see. That ball not free. It'll be incomplete. Rex, 6'7", 280-pound Hunter runs for a first down. 13 yards. It's good. Didn't he tell us yesterday? He said, I'll never fake a punt with him back there.
Let me tell you something. Look at him smile. Do you think he likes it? I wonder if that's a call play. Look at Brad Hunter. I think he did that on his own.
Let's see what Lavelle Edwards, let's see if we can catch his reaction. I don't know.
When he caught the punt, he looked up before kicking it because Notre Dame didn't rush anybody. They're dropping back. I don't know. It looked like the blockers were out in front.
Yeah, I thought they had blockers there.
They even set us up, Tom.
Yeah,
they told us.
So.
They said no way would he ever fake a punt. Matter of fact, he said, if you ever see me run a fake punt, I'm about to retire. I'm not sure Lavelle's ready to retire.
Well, Hunter rambles 13 yards. And Hancock, nice catch by Rex. That one was a bit behind him, but he turned around. Hancock rolled right into the defense and threw it up for grabs, and Burris is the one that grabs it. Interception by Jeff Burris of Notre Dame. His third interception of the season, and Hancock rolled right into the defense and then just threw it up for grabs.
Well,
here's the quick handoff to O'Neal. Pounds to the 14-yard line. Matt Tafoni. Down Penn State. His 13th touchdown of the season.
When a running back takes the ball inside the 20 and goes in standing up, usually somebody else does a good job. You know what it was this time? O.J. McDuffie, the wide receiver, gets a block downfield to the left-hand side of your screen right there. So he screened him off just enough to allow Anderson to make that cut. Touchdown.
Penn State's first lead of the game. 3rd and 8. And to see a young man in his first start step up to O.J. McDuffie, who's their best player. Hey, he's not bashful. They set the screen.
Great play, great play.
It breaks it. Drayton at the 30. And Drayton goes all the way for the touchdown. What a wonderful play.
You know, Brent, how many times have you heard me say, sure would like to see some middle screens, because in college football, the lineman can release downfield as long as the ball is caught behind the line of scrimmage. That's one of the first ones we've seen this year. See, all the linebackers are out in front of those big offensive linemen now, and even if they don't block them, they can screen them. Big play, and you'll see more of them.
Diving catch by Hill at the 49-yard line. Kelchner incomplete. Good play fake. get it on the draw play because Eric Clare made the play defensively. Kneels into that huddle, and the Mountaineers will try to pick up a first down here with less than a minute to go in the first half. Kelchner to throw the swing to Murrell. And he's hammered at the 35. Penn State ball. Reggie Gibbons gets him.
That is a real athletic play by a fine linebacker in Reggie Gibbons. You can see why Jerry Sandusky says...
Here 32. A break for West Virginia. Let's see if they can take advantage. Collins snaps it off. Complete to the 21-yard line, and McDuffie.
I like that McDuffie. You know,
second and 11 after that pass. 8 minutes left in the third. Drayton flexes off the line to the right. It's O'Neal and Anderson behind Collins. Anderson to the 14, but short of the first down, and it was Derek Wiley making the tackle. And Drayton is on Collins' right. Williams comes in motion. But the hand is to the fullback, O'Neal, straight ahead for the first down. Brent line. The hand is to Anderson, his second touchdown of the day, 14 for the season.
Re-emphasizing the blocking ability of a fullback. Brian O'Neal, number 29, the lead blocker in this situation. Watch his block right there. Beautifully done. Well coached. Good fundamentals. Touchdown.
And now comes the most important moment of another.
They ran a blitz, and you'll see it here to the outside, and he cut back and got underneath that. Again, you see a nice speed right there, that little burst there. He got a block from the receiver and down the sideline. Take a look from here. You'll see it better from this angle. You'll see him attract the defense to the right, break it back to the left. Bone of the corner was coming on the blitz. He gets a block by the receiver there, just enough to let him burst and put it in the end zone.
15 carries, 112 yards. The final, Collins right. Let's see if he looks in that direction. They show double coverage against McDuffie. Collins looking, throws high to Drayton and incomplete.
See, he threw that high because he had a good pass rush that time from Tom Briggs. It forced...
Good afternoon, but it's a long day's work against Lou Bencotti. Now it's 1st and 20, and the ball is brought back to the 33. And this slows down the crowd a little bit. They'll swing it out, and Murrell drops it. 2nd and 20.
You know, when he was
a preseason All-American team, and when he went home and told his wife, she said, "I wish you'd have made a good housekeeping All-American team." 2nd down and 20 now for Kelchner and the Mountaineers. Over the middle to Hill, incomplete. It's 3rd and 20. New getting to the 12 for a first down, and they need a good, 15, 20 yards here for a field goal attempt. Murrell may give it to him. Adrian into the middle, and the 23. They can attempt the field goal now as Cliff Dingle brings him down.
40-yard field goal.
Johnson. Vanderjack's kick is long enough and good. He's tied it. Third and 5. Kelchner under pressure, incomplete. And he had a receiver in that area, so it wasn't grounding as Rich McKenzie was boring.
Here he is. See, he's going back. Now you'll see him turn, the defender come inside out on him. Now he moves inside the zone. See, he just settles there and waits for the ball. That's the value of a strong arm. He gets it in between those people.
5-yard line.
Woo! No wonder Joe wants to go to the Rose Bowl. That is an unbelievable throw. He is on the right hash mark. It's a fade down the sideline. There's an out pattern being run by the slot, Drayton. The wide receiver, Williams, goes down the sideline. Here it is, right. This is a long throw. Right hash mark all the way across the field. Man, here it is again. Now, see, jumps outside, heads up, out and up move. Here it is. Boy, and they see the corner took the bite on that. You can't jump that. That was Aaron Beasley, the true freshman, that took the bite.
On 3rd and 7, a 40-yard play. Collins, Williams, Penn State thinking get the touchdown. Let's not worry about the field goal as they've missed 2 extra points. The hand is to Anderson. He dives for a couple inside. LaBarca and Williams are the wide receivers. Drayton is the tight end. Anderson to the left. Anderson out of bounds at the 26-yard line. Tommy Orr pushed him out.
Excellent job.
O'Neal straight ahead, and he appeared to have the first down when he went down in the arms of Rick Dolly. Let's see what...
I'd go for it. Not field goal. Down to the 2 minutes here.
Collins might just keep it himself and get in behind his center here on 4th and inches.
Would be a good decision, as long as he really now ensures that snap.
And Penn State uses Collins for the first down. So it'll be first down inside the 25.
Real good lines.
Penn State, we're tied in Morgantown, West Virginia. This is O'Neal. O'Neal to the 15. O'Neal inside the 5. First and goal, Penn State.
A real good.
1 minute to go. Welcome, everybody. First and goal for Penn State. The toss to Richie Anderson. He bucks for the touchdown. That gives Penn State the lead inside of a minute to go in this football game. It was tied at 26, and Anderson just took in his 3rd touchdown of the game, 15 for the year.
This time they slant him to the outside. He's been running inside. He's had a real good ball game. He kept his feet that time. Last time he tried to cut, he slipped. This time he does it. He gains that traction and puts it in the end zone.
So with Dick Vermeil and John Spagnola, I'm Brent Musburger. You're looking at B.J. Masillo, who has missed a couple of extra point attempts in the first half for Penn State. The star has been Richie Anderson, 24 carries for 133 yards, and after his 3rd touchdown, Masillo adds the extra point. It gives Penn State a 7-point advantage over West Virginia with 52 seconds to go in a great Eastern football series that is winding up today. This is the last time they will meet a
football team out of it. He gets them going.
So it's over. Penn State beats West Virginia again. The coaches will shake hands for the last time. Great Eastern rivalry comes to an end. And the Chevrolet most valuable players of this game are brilliant young quarterback Kerry Collins of Penn State and the talented running back Adrian Murrell of West Virginia.
For Adrian Murrell, put on some speed around that corner. He's in the end zone, 26-23. Virginia were tied up. That is West Virginia, 26-26. And they had a chance to go ahead, but they fumble the ball here at the 1-yard line. 26-26. It looked like it would end that way, but no. Penn State comes back. Richie Anderson, his 3rd TD of the day. That made it 33-26 Penn State. They eventually win it 40-26. What a day in Morgantown. And another tough day for the Temple Owls, hosting 12th-ranked Syracuse at the Vet. Orange men led at 7-0 before Marvin Graves hooked up with Chris Gedney. 14-zip Syracuse. This simply a tale of 2 seasons. John Biscup booting a 47-yard field goal for the Orange men, getting the lucky bounce there for 3, while this field goal attempt by Temple's Richard Matson pretty much describes the Owl season. I think you get the idea. Owls losing their 6th straight 38-7. You've really got to feel bad for those Temple players. Let's check the rest of today's local action. Villanova.
Lou Holtz is visibly upset. 10th-ranked Notre Dame wasn't one of them. Quarterback Rick Meyer threw for 2 TDs and 151 yards against BYU. Both Jerome Bettis and Reggie Brooks ran for more than 100 yards in the 42-16 win. Number 14 Penn State wrapped up a blockbuster bowl bid with their 6th win. The Nittany Lions of West Virginia were tied at 26 when the Lions exploded for 14 points in the final minute. Richie Anderson ran for 133 yards and 3 scores. This one snapped the tie, 40-26 Penn State. Texas A&M has trailed in 6 of their last 7 wins. The 5th-ranked Aggies needed this 40-yard run from Greg Hill in the 3rd to rally and beat Baylor 17-13. Rodney Thomas took one 85 yards for the Aggies' other TD. Here come the upsets. 2 of the 3 were in North Carolina. The Tar Heels dropped number 19 Georgia Tech 26-14. Nate Trone means business when he gets his hands on